After the lockdown happened, many people downloaded Zoom on their phones and laptops. Zoom has now become an integral part of people's daily lives, but this new security flaw has now put every Zoom user at risk. What happened to Zoom? Ever since the public became aware of Zoom's phishing vulnerabilities, it's been making headlines in the tech news. The app's developers claim that as of last week, many of its internal security vulnerabilities have been rectified, yet the platform's security for data and communication seems to be insufficient. The reality behind Zoom's security measures is very different. What's the security issue all about? There are three aspects to Zoom's security issue. First off, any hacker has the potential to listen in on others' chats. Second, anybody may access a meeting room at any moment, including attackers, spammers, and phishers. Finally, there may be a risk to the information of users utilizing and connecting through Zoom, including contact and device information, as well as other phone data. This is a major issue. Facebook and WhatsApp have both been used as listening devices in the past. A weak app like Zoom, which only gained popularity after COVID-19, appears to be a potential target. Users can send to Zoom using both a microphone and camera on their smartphone or laptop. This makes it possible for both white hat and black hat hackers to access the device's storage and compromise its data. They will then get access to any shared galleries, files, documents, and contacts. How can hackers use security flaws to their advantage? Although Zoom claims to have resolved numerous security vulnerabilities, it still cannot ensure that it's completely safe from hackers aiming to deceive Zoom users. On the other hand, several attackers have devised clever ways to obtain the personal data from users. This is done by contaminating the meeting connections. To gather users' login information and personal details, they're posting and emailing malware links to fake meetings. A target may be a company. This might develop into a unique form of cybercrime used to overthrow rival businesses and the government and exact personal retribution on the dark web. Abnormal Security, a cybersecurity company, claims that this might be used for various levels of manipulation at various stakes. The phishing scam exposed by Abnormal Security shows how this mess has been fueled by people's fear of losing their jobs as a result of the recession brought on by the coronavirus outbreak. Since the pandemic started, some 26 million Americans alone have applied for jobless benefits. The emails and fake meetings are designed to appear HR-related, taking advantage of a current sore point in their scheme. If you're enjoying the video so far, then like and subscribe for more content. How does phishing work on Zoom? The phishing website imitates Zoom's login page in appearance. The user is directed via the link to a page that's hosted at a location like zoomemergency.myftp.org. To seize the chance, victims voluntarily rush into the meeting and lose not only their credentials and sensitive information, but also financial information. According to the study from Abnormal Security, this assault may have targeted more than 50,000 mailboxes. The virus has caused Zoom to increase at an unprecedented level. It was seen as an underdog app with no real purpose that has now effectively made its way into every country worldwide. More than 300 million active users were reported by Zoom lately. There are persistent rumors that hackers are utilizing Zoom to target millions of people. What is Zoom doing to protect its users? Eric Yuan, the founder and CEO of Zoom, has expressed regret to customers, and the company is currently working to make the service more secure by default. In other words, because security and privacy are pre-installed, users don't need to exert themselves as much. A recent Zoom improvement, known as Security, would enable hosts to immediately respond to problems like Zoom bombing by shutting the conference or deleting attendees, as was announced on April 8th. Also, it will prevent attendees from renaming themselves or sharing their screens during the conference. The security icon, which has taken the position of the invite button in the meeting controls, is intended to centralize all security-related information rather than disperse it throughout the service. Here's a little Zoom video that demonstrates how it operates. The waiting room feature is now always on at the same time. This prevents Zoom bombers from inadvertently entering the meeting by requiring hosts to manually let attendees in. Passwords will now be enabled by default in another significant security upgrade to guarantee that all users properly protect their meetings. Why meeting IDs won't be shown anymore. During the COVID-19 issue, when everyone turned to Zoom, several people enthusiastically shared their meetings or conversations with friends on social media. But regrettably, not everyone covered their meeting ID, including Boris Johnson's cabinet, the British Prime Minister. Displaying meeting IDs is a danger since it might enable unauthorized visitors to crash the conversation. Zoom will no longer show the meeting ID on the title toolbar as a result of this. Instead, Zoom will be the default meeting name, allowing participants to upload their screen if they so want. Merely crop the image to remove any other computer icons, such as their browser, that may be exploited by hackers as identifying information to target them. After seeing a rise in users from 10 million to 200 million in just a few months, Zoom announced a little over a week ago that it would immediately block all new features to concentrate on security. This has already been a standard practice among software vendors throughout COVID-19, with Google and Microsoft delaying the release of enhancements for their Chrome and Edge browsers to prioritize security. To address its security and privacy issues, Zoom is also establishing a CISO council, and it will penetration test its platform and improve its bug bounty program. Does Zoom deserve a chance after weeks of security issues? There's no question that Zoom is taking several steps to try and increase the security of its service. Is there still time? Possibly for some, but Zoom merits a second opportunity as well. For the time being, users should refrain from utilizing it for really private meetings like conversations with their therapist because it isn't currently as secure as it needs to be. After the truth about Zoom was exposed, it's undoubtedly left many facing damages, but Zoom has taken steps to ensure user safety. For the time being, however, people will just have to wait and see what happens next.